This scarf, it's not mine. And the smell clinging to it, it's not my perfume. It's someone else's cologne. Pungent, expensive, masculine. It seeped into the wool just like the realization seeped into my life that I'm not just holding a piece of fabric, but a shard of my shattered world. This morning, it feels like 100 years ago. I woke up a happy man, or so I thought. She was sleeping beside me, her breathing steady, familiar down to every note. I kissed her shoulder, got up to make coffee. As usual, routine. Our sweet, lulling routine. 7 years. 7 years I thought I knew her like myself. 7 years I believed we were a rock. Unshakable. We'd weathered moves, job losses, her mom's illness. It seemed nothing could break us. I was a blind idiot. But the cracks, they were there. Tiny, almost invisible. I noticed them out of the corner of my eye, but brushed them off. Paranoid, I told myself. Don't you dare doubt her. She became different. Not with me. With her phone, yes. It became an extension of her. Used to lie around anywhere. Now it was always on her. In the bathroom, the kitchen, even taking out the trash. Battery dies fast. She'd toss out without looking. And me? I believed her. Or wanted to. I was proud of her success at the new job, her project that demanded so much effort and so many late dinners, the first alarm bell, the smell, that damned, pungent cologne, on her favorite cashmere coat when she came back from a girls' night out. Probably smoky in the bar, she shrugged, taking it off. But her eyes didn't meet mine. She looked away too fast, and something clenched in my chest. A cold, sticky knot of fear. I swallowed it, washed it down with coffee, buried it. Then came the sudden business trips. A day or two. Urgent, you know? Tickets she lost. Her new habit of washing clothes the minute she got back, even if they were clean. Strange text messages from colleagues that cut off when I walked into the room. Her laughter on the phone. Too light, too playful for a conversation about quarterly reports. The anxiety gnawed at me, day and night. I caught myself checking her social media, her browser history on our shared laptop when she slept. And I hated myself for that sleaziness. For distrusting the woman I swore to love forever. And then, that day, an ordinary, gray Tuesday, she left in the morning, said she'd be late, important meeting, kissed me on the cheek, aimlessly, like kissing empty air, and I felt like I was drowning. I needed action, any action. I decided to surprise her, pick her up, take her to that little Italian place where we celebrated our first anniversary. Remind us. I parked across from her office. A fine, nasty rain was falling. The wind howled. And then I saw them. They came out together, not from the main entrance, but from a side alley. Him tall, in an expensive coat I didn't recognize. Her. She walked beside him, and her hand rested on the small of his back. Lightly, naturally, like it used to rest on mine. And she was laughing. So brightly, so freely, so happily, like she hadn't laughed with me in a long time. That laugh slammed into my solar plexus, knocked the air out of my lungs. The world narrowed to just them, that gesture, that laugh. They walked to a car, not hers, his, a sleek, black SUV. He opened the passenger door for her. She slid in. A smooth, practiced move. They drove away, not towards home. I sat in my car. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tight my knuckles ached, but I didn't feel the pain. Hell raged inside me. Anger, icy and all-consuming. Humiliation, burning like acid. Pain, so sharp, so physical. I doubled over, forehead pressed against the wheel. The ground dropped away. A ringing filled my ears. My heart hammered, trying to break free. I was shaking. Fine, uncontrollable tremors. Rain drummed on the roof, and I sat there understanding. Everything before this moment was a lie. Our love, our home, our plans. It all turned to dust in the few seconds it took for her to place her hand on another man's back and laugh at his jokes. I don't remember driving home. I only remember the cold, an icy cold inside, locking everything down. I walked into the apartment, our home, and the smell of her perfume, her shampoo, our coffee. It all suddenly felt alien, violated. I stood in the middle of the living room, soaked from the rain, and stared at the photos on the wall, at our smiles, at my blindness. She came home late, her face still glowing with some inner light. Saw me, my face, my state, and that light vanished instantly, replaced by panic, fear. What happened? Her voice trembled. Sincerity. I couldn't tell anymore. I didn't shout. My voice was quiet, hoarse, alien. I saw you, today, with him, by the office. You put your hand on his back. You were laughing. You got into his car. And you didn't drive home. Each word was a knife. But I spoke, calmly, too calmly. She went pale. She twitched. Her lips quivered. It's not what you think. He's just a colleague. We went to discuss the project. A lie. Naked. Brazen. It hung in the air, thick and suffocating. The truth? It was a scream now. Ragged, full of pain and rage. I couldn't hold back. Stop lying to my face. I saw. She broke. Sobbing. Hysterical. Choking. She fell to her knees, tried to wrap her arms around my legs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was a mistake. Just once. I couldn't forget. I got confused. Words poured out excuses, justifications. Please. I love you. Only you. It meant nothing, but every word hit me. Just once. Meaning not today. Meaning it had happened before. Got confused. In what? In his arms. In his bed. In our bed while I was on that business trip last month. The pain was unbearable. Physical. Like someone was gouging out my insides. I looked at this woman, my wife, the love of my life, and saw a stranger. The face was familiar, but the eyes were foreign, full of fear, guilt, despair, but not the love that used to be there. Or was that a lie too? All 7 years. I pushed her away. Not roughly, but firmly. Don't touch me. That don't touch sounded like a sentence. Her eyes widened in horror. Why? I breathed out. Not to her. Into the void. Into nothing. For what? What did I do wrong? Was I not enough? Not worthy? Too boring? Too me? She just kept weeping. There were no answers. Or they were too cheap, too clicked, and she was afraid to say them. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. The days after became a waking nightmare. Sleepless nights. Images of them together flashed before my eyes the moment I closed them. Her laugh. His hand on her back. I saw them in our bed. In our favorite restaurant. Everywhere. I couldn't eat. Couldn't work. The world lost its color, its smells, its taste. Everything turned gray, flat, hostile. I looked at passers-by, happy couples, and thought, can they be trusted? Who else is lying like this? Trust was dead. Inside me. For everyone. I replayed our 7 years. Frame by frame. Where did I go wrong? When did I stop being that person for her? Did I get too wrapped up in work? Did I stop noticing her fatigue, her quiet signals? Did I take her for granted? Stop fighting? But does any of that justify this? No. Nothing justifies betrayal. Nothing justifies lying to my face. Nothing justifies the way she placed her hand on another man's back and laughed so easily, so freely. Time has passed. Not much. The pain is still here. Dull, aching, like an unhealed wound. The scars will remain. Forever. I look at this foreign scarf I found in her bag that day, and I understand it's become a symbol. A symbol of the end of one life, and the start of another. A scary, uncertain one, full of distrust and questions. But I'm breathing. I'm alive. Through the pain, through the anger, through the endless why. I'm learning to listen to myself, to my gut, which I ignored for so long. Those cracks. You can't ignore them. You have to talk about them. Loudly, honestly, even when it's terrifying. Love isn't a given. It's a daily choice, made by two people, every single day. And if one stops choosing you, everything collapses. I don't know what comes next. For us. For her. For me. Forgive. Will I ever be able to? Forget. Impossible. Live with this knife in my heart. Unbearable. There's no decision yet. Just pain and heavy steps forward. But I know this. I'm not that blind, trusting man who woke up happy that fateful morning. The world taught me to see. Brutally. And now I see. I see the lies. I see the pain. I see the fragility of trust, shattered by a single hand placed on another man's back. And I know, if you have love, guard it. Like the most fragile crystal. Talk. Listen. Be real. Because one day you might wake up and realize you're holding only shards, smelling of someone else's cologne, and putting them back together. It won't work. Not ever.